everyone, welcome once again to Elections on My Plate, where we are starting this season in a place very special to me, the land of my father, India's only Goan-born Test cricketer, who is commemorated in this mural here in the heart of Panjim. Goa, a land of extraordinary natural beauty, but also marred by ugly politics. The politics of routine defections in a small 40-member assembly has often led to short-lived governments. Will 2022 be any different? This time too, multi-cornered contest, ruling BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, Trinamool Congress, Revolutionary Goans, MGP, all competing for the small prize cake of Goa. Let's then go and find out what's going to happen on Elections on My Plate. Okay, now one of the great joys of being in Goa is you're never far away from the water, be it the river or the sea. So the best way to start an early morning in Goa is a walk by the beach. Let's go. Good morning, how are you?
I'm good.
Tell me what's going to happen in elections in Goa this time.
Election this time, I think so all the parties will get few seats.
So it'll be a mess.
Mess.
Huh?
Mess.
Complete Goan mess.
Yes.
Tell me what is going to happen in elections. Kon jignar?
Jignar BJP.
BJP?
Oh, mix.
Mix.
Mess. Mess.
What about all these defectors? One day Aya D'Souza, Gaya D'Souza instead of Aya Ram, Gaya Ram.
चल रहा है.
Is it Aya Ram, Gaya Ram or Aya Gaya, Michael, Gaya Michael?
That is Alemao Gelemao. That is what they call Alemao Gelemao.
You see, what more does one want? How are you? Kaise aisa?
Rajdeep, how are you?
Very well. You tell us what is going to happen in the elections. Huh? What will happen? Mess?
What will happen?
Come on.
Tony, come on. What will happen?
What will happen?
Come on, yeah. You're in.
Forecast?
Forecast. I have no forecast. Goa is such a state where you can't forecast anything.
You can't forecast anything in Goa. Total
Absolutely.
mess.
Total mess.
Huh?
Total mess.
What's going to happen?
Hung assembly.
Hung assembly. So after elections, all the deals will start.
Yes. As usual.
As usual.
Many people will shift. Somebody will go somewhere.
Then you'll have Aya Sardesai, Gaya Sardesai. Huh?
Ayaram is not in Haryana. It's in Goa.
What is going to happen in the election this time?
Nobody will get any majority.
Nobody will get?
No.
So total mess?
Coalition government.
What do you think is the main issue in Goa this time? What is it that worries you?
Not listening to the common man.
They don't listen to the common man?
No. It's all about power politics.
You will try for
I think
something
now
new?
this year it will be RJ, Goan party.
Revolutionary
Revolutionary Goans, yeah, 100%. Because people know, Goan people.
People want a new party.
New
in Goa.
party
What
in
about
Goa.
Aam Aadmi Party?
Aam Aadmi, they are just coming, no.
Okay, very quickly, everybody. Who's the better footballer, Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
Huh? Who's the better, Ronaldo or Messi? Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Ronaldo? Huh? You're in Goa, so remember, the Portuguese genes still run somewhere there. Ronaldo over Messi?
Absolutely.
How old are you?
I'm 66.
You're playing very well, yeah?
Thank you.
You're a fit 66.
Yeah.
Who's going to win this election? BJP, Congress or someone else?
BJP.
BJP. So BJP in the elections, Ronaldo in football.
Yeah. Mine.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Whoa. Not bad at all. मेरे को chance दो यार. I'm like Ronaldo, goal scorer. Okay, now after football by the beach, there's another great Goan tradition in the morning. The other F, fish, mashe. कसे असा काय होणार इलेक्शन मध्ये
बरा होणार
pomfret prawn. We don't know who is going to jump in which direction in Goa. Prawn or pomfret, who's going to win the election? Prawn. Who is Mr. Raj? Prawn is whom?
Congress.
Prawn is Congress.
Mr. Rad. Mr. Rad, all mix, small.
All mix, all the fishes will get mixed together.
You get taste of everything.
Good morning. What's going to happen in the Goa elections?
Very difficult to say. It's it's a mixed bhaji.
Mixed bhaji?
It's very difficult to say who is going to come.
So you can decide between prawn and pomfret, but you can't decide between Congress and BJP in Goa.
Very difficult to say.
Okay.
It's like Bhosle's mix bhaji. You know Cafe Bhosle?
Yeah, Cafe Bhosle. I'm going to go there next.
It is like Cafe Bhosle's mix bhaji.
So Goan politics is like a Cafe Bhosle mixed bhaji.
Yeah.
We're going to head to Cafe Bhosle soon for a nice breakfast. Kashe dile, what is this? Mori, shark. Shark, the baby shark. Lovely. Nice. We call it Mori. I'm going to have it at lunchtime. What's going to happen in the elections in Goa?
I think BJP is going to win.
BJP is going to win?
Yes.
They'll get a majority?
I hope so.
Okay.
It's going to be a tough fight.
Tough fight.
Basically, I'm a BJP supporter, but I'm not happy with the way they have performed. Because after Mr. Manohar Parrikar's death, these people have not performed very well.
But you still want BJP?
I feel so.
What is going to happen in the election this time?
This time, let us see. It's all a hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge? Goa is like a hodgepodge. Means, it's a fishy business.
Nobody knows who will turn over at what time.
अरे हे काय आहे? सोना ना? सोना. What a lovely fish. आहा. इसे बोलते हैं fish. Okay, walk by the beach done, fish market done. It's time for a Goan breakfast and a Goan adda with a few old friends. The best place, Cafe Bhosle, here in Panjim. Come with me. Good morning, everyone. Kashasa, good morning. Sandesh Prabhudesai, my old friend who's just brought out a wonderful book on Goan politics. Ajib Goa ki Gajab Kahani. We've got Oscar Ribello, doctor, one of Goa's leading docs. We've got Pramod Acharya, who is the editor of Goa's leading news channel, Prudent. And we've got Vivek Menezes, who's a social political commentator as well as curates the Goa Literature Festival. Good to have all of you. Nice smiling faces. Before we order our breakfast, which I'm also going to get your suggestions on, I'm going to ask each of you in one sentence to describe to me the state of Goa's politics this election season. Pramod, you've got the mic. Start. One sentence.
One sentence is, this is a multi-starrer blockbuster where I don't know who is the leading man and who is the leading lady.
Okay, multi-starrer blockbuster, don't know leading man, leading lady. Vivek?
Rajdeep, 3 Ps. This is the first real pandemic election. Today, 15 people died in Goa. Yesterday. This is the first post-Parrikar election where a legacy of 2 decades is ending in shambles. This is also an election about poor governance. As you know, Goa has performed singularly badly over the course of the last 5 years and particularly during the pandemic. These 3 factors are at play.
Okay, so the 3 Ps, the blockbuster, doctor?
In my opinion, Rajdeep, the more things change in Goa, the more it remains the same. So you will come back 5 years from now and you will be doing a show exactly about the situation in Goa, which has been happening over the last 2 decades. I do not blame the politicians here. I blame the electorate. The electorate consistently brings back the same manure shoveled around and then expects good governance and expects a change in Goa and expects this absolutely terrible idea of saving Goa, which the electorate does not want.
Strong words. from Dr. Oscar. Once was a political activist, got disgusted with politics. Sandesh?
Yeah, just in one sentence, if I do say that no matter how many parties, which party, new parties, old parties, is fully dominated by land mafias.
Before we take this further, Pramod, what should we be having? Go on breakfast.
I'll take the famous tomato bhaji and sukhi bhaji mixed with puri.
Okay. Patar bhaji, mushroom bhaji, sukhi bhaji, tomato bhaji, poi, classic Portuguese word for bread, for pav. So I want my poi. He wants uno. And mirchi. And puri. He'll have puri and he's going to have buns. So we want a full mixture because we don't know who's going to eat what, because in Goan politics also you don't know who's going to go where. Okay, here it is. Arey wah. Who's having what? You can also switch sides like Goan politicians. You can order something and then eat something else. You know, when listening to you, I get the sense that there's a sense of hopelessness. Nothing is going to change. Is that because of the small size of a constituency? 25, 30,000, 3,000 votes can be bought by someone and won an election? Or is it because the people don't care?
No, the people do care, Rajdeep, to a certain extent. But I think the moot point is this. There is such small constituencies, and so the transactional politics is so easy to be practiced here, unlike in a place like Maharashtra or UP or Bihar, where you have lakhs of constituents and you clearly can't buy them all out. And they are far more politically savvy because a UP voter or a Bihari voter or a Maharashtrian voter sees 5 years down the line.
I'll beg to differ with Dr. Oscar. Very rarely I do. But if you see last election results of last two elections, then Goan electorate went for a change. In 2012 also and 2017 also. I think the pessimism that Doctor is showing now comes from what happened after 2017.
You know, in national politics, Parrikar was seen as the biggest leader to come from Goa. Just a couple of years after his death, his legacy, you're saying, is in a shambles.
Parrikar dominated Goan politics for 20 years. Even when he was leader of the opposition, he dominated Goan politics. And certainly the last 10 years have been the Parrikar era in Goa politics. And it's ending very badly, Rajdeep. As Pramod alluded, he won a historic mandate in Goa, which presaged the national mandate of the BJP. And it was a triumphal moment where you saw this kind of new opportunity. But it's ending very, very badly.
Is Goa's economy in serious crisis?
Very, very serious crisis. And that is another thing that BJP is kind of campaigning. They are saying if we are out of power, can Goa survive without the help from the center? I never thought that can be a propaganda issue, that we are so poor that if we are out of power, you won't be able to survive. But our economy and politics has reached at the stage.
Is Goa's communal harmony intact or not? Or has that also got destroyed in recent times?
No. Let's be very clear that Goan communal harmony is totally intact, whether under the Congress rule or the BJP rule. Because today, even in the alleged communal BJP, the BJP may be playing its dog whistle politics in UP and in the heartland, might be going after the Christians in the rest of the country. But in Goa, the largest scale Catholic sort of mafia dons are in the BJP. So they are the ones who are protecting the Catholics in the BJP. So where is the question of communal disharmony? Absolutely
so basically
not.
Crime unites everyone.
Yes. The problem here is what is happening to Goa's environment, what is happening to Goa's economy, what is happening to Goa's future. And neither the BJP nor the Congress have an answer to this. That is the point.
One thing is about the church. And the church has already issued an advisory.
And vote for the Congress?
No. It is not directly voting for the Congress, but it is basically they have bashed up BJP, the TMC, the AAP, and not Congress so much.
With the church edict,
the Christian vote went to the BJP in 2012.
The church, let us say,
so much so that in 2012, when Modi was at his height with Gujarat model, okay, he was not invited here for a campaign because he had a Hindutva image. And then that will go against the Christians who were supporting BJP at that time.
Because if anyone wants a majority in Goa, you've got to take the Hindus and Christians together with you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ugly politics in a beautiful land. But just how ugly can it get? That's what we're going to try and find out on the campaign trail. Elections on my plate. Almost finished the bhaji. Now, Goa is going to see a series of fascinating contests this time. Husband-wives in adjoining constituencies, father and daughter. But there is no more intriguing contest than the one here in Panjim. Utpal Parikar, son of former BJP Goa Chief Minister and Defence Minister, the late Manohar Parikar, taking on the strongman of Panjim, Babush Montserrat, with a criminal record, who switched from the Congress to the BJP a couple of years ago. The dynast versus the so-called Don. Who's going to win Panjim? Come with me.
We want Utpal Parikar.
No, but why?
We want Parikar again.
You want Parikar again?
You give me one reason why we should not support Utpal. Why we should not support Utpal?
Because he's not with the BJP.
We are with one person. Why should we be with BJP? Is this original BJP? This has become Babu's Jennifer party. These are all BJP. We are still with BJP. But not
You are still with BJP?
But not with Babu's Jennifer party.
How are you? Manohar Parikar's brother is also here.
Yeah,
you have decided to support Utpal?
Yeah, very much.
Huh? You are supporting youth. But the fact is that the BJP is the party of Manohar Parikar. You are going to fight the BJP?
No, we are with BJP otherwise.
Otherwise you are with BJP?
Otherwise always we are with the BJP. But in Panjim, we are with Utpal. Because it is a demand of all Panjakaranso.
No, but BJP is saying we cannot encourage dynasty politics. We cannot have, just because somebody is somebody's son, we cannot give ticket.
I know, this is the point which has been raised for so many times.
Yes.
It is not a dynasty politics. It is a demand from the voters. It is a demand from Panjikar.
Are you with Utpal Parikar or with Babush Montserrat?
I am definitely with Utpal Parikar. And
are you a BJP supporter?
I am a BJP supporter and I continue to support BJP, but not in Panjim. I will not vote for a criminal.
Utpal, how are you? The man of the moment. All set? Political debut. Appreciate your joining us, Utpal, on a day that you filed your nomination. Did you ever imagine that Utpal Parikar, son of Manohar Parikar, who set up in a way the BJP in Goa, built the BJP in Goa, will now contest against the BJP?
Well, I was always hoping that won't be the case. But sometimes in life, you are brought to a situation where you have to take tough decisions. And I was until last minute, I was trying to avoid the decision.
The BJP is saying, look, we could have given Utpal Parikar some other seat. He was insisting on Panjim, and you can't insist on a seat. BJP is not a party of dynasties that just because your father was a chief minister, defense minister, the son will get a ticket where he wants.
I never asked because my father was anything in BJP. Even last time, the ticket was denied, although the ground level workers, councillors were with me. There are things which are beyond what we see. And it's not about also getting elected from some other seat. For me, it's what we have built in Panjim last 30 years. A person who is total antithesis of what my father stood for, coming there and just within 2 years taking it over is not acceptable, not only for me, but for all the workers who have built the party here. So they are with me, the people who have built it. I am doing it for safeguarding Panjim.
Do you believe your father, who was, as I said, built this party, would be happy with what you have done?
Decisions were taken, he would have been sitting right here.
He would have done what you have done?
Yes.
You would not have accepted the way the BJP is functioning
You
today.
cannot give tickets based on husband, wife and all that. And then only like a token, all the time say that we are not giving you because you are Parikar son. You have to either follow it everywhere.
Is your fight against Babush Montserrat or is your fight against the BJP?
My fight is against Babush Montserrat to keep him out of the assembly.
What happens if you lose this election? Is that the end of your political career?
No, that I don't have to. I have given the entire, kept my neck on the line, and my fate of politics. I don't look at politics as career. If that was the case, I would have accepted any other seat and gone and seen that I am elected, managed somehow. I'm not fighting for that. So the fate of my political career is in people's hand. Let them decide.
उसका और कोई घर है? Where is Babush? साहब कुठे? हाँ? मीरामार. कुठून जायचं? वरती आणि लेफ्ट. Babush, how are you?
Fine, sir.
First thing I have to ask.
Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Thank you so much. First thing I have to ask you, how many houses do you have in Panjim? We went looking for you all over Panjim. Where are you?
I am
Not
here.
to be found.
I am here. This is my main house, the BJP.
BJP has become your main house. Till 2-3 years ago, Congress was your main house. Babush, you are being accused of being a defector.
Yeah.
Your rival Utpal Parikar is saying that Babush symbolizes crime in Panjim and in Goa. How do you respond to this?
Now I don't understand all of a sudden how he has come with this. First of all, I was there with his father for so many years. Okay? I worked with under his father for so many years. I feel all the benefits, whatever that this thing was given to him, me by his father.
He's saying clean politics. Manohar Bhai stood for clean politics. Babush stands for criminal politics.
I am elected representative here. People of Panjim elected me. It is not one person judgment made me an MLA.
You were elected on a Congress ticket. Now you have made BJP your house.
This has become my house, and I said I will retire here in this house only.
You are sure? You are giving me guarantee after the election. If you win, you will stay with BJP.
Guarantee I will stay.
Okay, I'm joined by the state BJP president. Simple question.
Yes.
Utpal Parikar and his team says this is not the BJP of Manohar Parikar. This is new BJP where outsiders are being given preference. काय म्हणणार? What will you say?
मैं इतना तो बता सकता हूँ कि आउटसाइडर का क्वेश्चन तो अभी नहीं है. 2012 में जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी को 21 मेजोरिटी मिली थी, वो टाइम में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने 13 लोगों को बाहर से लेकर ही टिकट दिया था. दिस इज नॉट अ फर्स्ट टाइम दैट वी आर गोइंग गिविंग टिकट्स टू आउटसाइडर्स.
Is there corruption in the Pramod Sawant government? Yes or no?
No, not at all.
Babush is laughing.
No.
Babush is laughing. You yourself said job scam, there is corruption. Yes or no?
As far as jobs, as far as PWD minister was concerned, there was
corruption in your own government.
No, I said in a particular, and that is the reason our party basically did not even give him a ticket.
Sir, your own person minister.
Your
own minister is saying just the truth. Governor of Goa, Satyapal Malik, former governor said corruption. Babush said corruption in PWD department. Yes or no?
आप तो बहुत एक्चुअली जो भी मैंने आपके ऊपर कुछ बोला था, ये wanted to settle that issue. That's why you are.
No, because you said Rajdeep has got conspiracy with governor.
Don't take it personally.
No, but you attacked me personally, sir.
But what he said?
I am only a reporter.
Yeah, you don't. It is not like that.
While the BJP in Goa faces the challenge of 10 years of anti-incumbency and the alleged congressification of the party, the opposition too has its own challenge. The possibility that in multi-cornered contest, the anti-BJP vote could get badly divided. Does the opposition really have a coherent strategy in Goa? Let's find out. Okay. How are you all? I am joined by Amit Palekar, the Aam Aadmi Party's chief ministerial candidate, and Girish Chodankar, who is the Goa Pradesh Congress chief. Good to see both of you.
Thank you.
I must ask therefore both of you. I brought you together for one reason, to find out whether the opposition has a strategy. Are you all divided? Who is your enemy number one? Straight question to both of you. Who is the enemy number one?
Enemy of the state of Goa, I feel. And I think that's corruption. That's the ruling.
Corruption is the main enemy, or BJP is the main enemy, or AAP is the main enemy?
Synonymous. For me, it's synonymous. Corruption and BJP go together.
I hear congressmen telling me AAP is the B team of the BJP in Goa. Who is your main enemy? Is it Aam Aadmi Party? Is it BJP? What? Because the vote will otherwise get divided.
BJP may try to distract us from the core issue of the BJP's corruption and the various other issues. But we are not going to get distracted. Our enemy number one is BJP, enemy number two is BJP, and enemy number three is BJP.
Are you worried at the end of the day that therefore the Congress will be vulnerable to poaching also?
See, we have taken a firm decision, and first time the Congress has taken a very bold decision that enough is enough. No tickets to defectors, which we have announced 2.5 years back, and we stood by that. Today, if you see the list, none of the defector is renominated in the direct form or indirect form.
No, you have taken defectors from BJP like Michael Lobo, and you took all the party, all your candidates to a church, dargah and a temple, asking them to promise that they will not defect. Will they or not?
See, we have taken a very, very firm decision. The message is loud and very, very clear.
Is it now is that the battle? BJP versus the divided opposition?
No, I'll make it very clear to you. TMC, please forget them.
Forget them?
Absolutely. People of Goa have realized what the party is all about. It's going to be of no consequence as far as Goa elections are concerned. Revolutionary Goans have the kind of party that they're trying to portray and the kind of progress that you've seen in last 10 days. Their own people telling about scams that they indulge into, whatever it is. I think people of Goa are very smart. It's going to be AAP candidates against Congress, or it's going to be BJP against AAP.
Suppose you get 15 seats, you get 6 seats. Will you tie up? Will Congress and Aam Aadmi Party tie up after the elections? Yes or no?
Well, I am very confident about forming the government in 2022. I don't think there should be any doubts about that.
I am giving you a hypothetical situation.
I think let us not get into hypothesis, because the Goan political system is such. Goan electorate is very convinced about one fact, that Aam Aadmi Party is an alternative to the corrupt BJP government.
If Aam Aadmi Party is serious in defeating BJP in Goa, and they are genuine to work against BJP, then we don't mind start talking to them.
Yeah, you have got it. Here is an open offer almost.
We see, we have to. Let's cross the river when we get there.
I'll have a better way of bringing you together, because next to this municipal grounds is my favorite bakery in Goa, Mr. Baker. I will take both
or
of you.
I can probably take you to Cafe Tato.
No, it's your mama. In Goa, everything is somebody. Everybody knows somebody.
Yeah, but famous Puri Bhaji is also there.
But I will take you to Mr. Baker, and whatever you want to eat, you can eat. Then we will see whether post-election also you are willing to come together. Come with me. Come, Girish Bab. Come on. Come, Girish Bab. Come, Amit Bab. Lovely. What are you going to have? There you are, ma'am. How are you? 4th generation, 1922, Ma Baker. What are you going to have?
I'll have jammy.
You're going to have a shortbread jammy?
I will go with Amit.
Aam Aadmi Party and Congress are going to have the same shortbread jammy. Sign of the times, maybe. Who knows what the future holds? I'm going to go with the rum ball, ma'am. I like my rum ball. Lovely. Goans have a sweet tooth. There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
And by the way, I'm not trying to bring them together. I'm just trying to tell you that Mr. Baker is the best bakery in this part of Panjim. And the Goans love their rum balls. They love their bibinka and their jam tarts. Enjoy, ma'am. Thank you. I've got AAP and Congress together over these jam shortbreads. What does the Trinamool Congress want? Let's find out. Now, if you went strictly by posters along the highway, you'd think that the Trinamool Congress and Mamta Banerjee are now a dominant force in Goa. There are posters all over, but do posters translate into votes? Let's find out. Mahua Moitra, my friend. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Rajdeep.
How is the firebrand?
I don't want to say welcome because it's your state.
It's my state.
Good to see you.
Good, you're in my state. I hope you've learnt a few words of Konkani.
Yes.
Like?
Don't fulancho kal, goinchi navi sakal. How's that?
Wow, that's the Trinamool slogan. Basically a new dawn that they want in Goa. But would you agree with me, Mahua Moitra, you're in charge of the Goa campaign, that the new dawn doesn't seem to be quite turning out into this glorious sunrise, that Goa is very different. The TMC has had a big struggle, a mountain to climb, and you're finally waking up to that.
Rajdeep, the TMC prides itself on being founded by a leader who believed that the only thing to do was to climb every mountain. So I think we take pride in that. That's in our DNA. And Goa has actually been a very good experience for us because we've come in on the back of a Bengal election where we fought the BJP against all odds. And we showed India that all it needs is someone to stand up straight and it can be done.
But doesn't it also show that Goa is very different to Bengal? That the TMC made the mistake of thinking you can just walk into Goa 3 months before an election and the people will vote for you, posters everywhere, hoardings. Has there been somewhere a reality check?
No, Rajdeep, hear me out. Let me finish. Not at all. The TMC has never said that we come in and in 3 months we are going to get 40 out of 40.
Have you understood Goans or not?
Yes, we've understood Goans. I love Goans, but I think Goans need to also I think the people of Goa are fabulous and embracing, and so it's not the people of Goa. But I do think that a large section of the BJP and a large section of perhaps the Congress is spending its time, wasting its time, telling people Trinamool is this Bengal party that's come in.
How many seats are you going to get on the 10th of March?
What do you think I have written here that I'm going to answer that question, Rajdeep?
What do you think?
Enough.
1, 2, 0, 5, 10, 20.
Enough, Rajdeep. Enough to say that no government can be formed without us.
No government can be formed
without us. Without us in alliance with the MGP.
One final question. Where do you get the better fish? In Bengal or in Goa? Honest answer now.
Honest answer, Goa.
Arre wah! Arre wah! You're going to make an enemy of my wife, but you made a permanent friend in me. I tend to agree, which is why Mahua Moitra, I'm going to go and have a fish meal after this.
Yes.
You're watching elections.
Rava pomfret fry.
Rava pomfret fry. Elections on my plate. Can't keep a Konkani away from Konkani Cafe. Konkani canteen, like a good Konkani. Kashas? All well? Good, good. All. ये है कि नहीं तीसरा है मेरे लिए तीसरा बना है वेरी गुड और क्या क्रैब दोनों है एक्सेलेंट तीसरा का हेलो एवरीबॉडी हाउ आर यू ऑल who's going to win the elections?
No idea.
What is better, the fish or the politics? What do you prefer, fish or politics?
For sure.
Fish over politics? That's a full plate. I like that. This is a real classic full plate. What's your favorite? Huh?
This one.
Kingfish. Kingfish, surmai. But politics in Goa is a fishy business, right?
But fish is not politics business.
Fish is not politics, but politics is fishy business, right? हाँ आ जाओ टाइगर आ जाओ फिश थाली वेरी गुड किंगफिश सुरमई मोरी ambotik shark ambotik nice tangy flavored curry I love it there we've got it the bombil that's the Bombay duck the clams tisrio the fish ambotik fish curry the veggies of course the kingfish and soul curry and my rice what more can a grown up man ask for it's time for a sossegado siesta Portuguese style in Goa. You're watching Elections on My Plate coming to you from Goa. We moved to North Goa to this tiny stretch from Candolim Beach here all the way up to Baga, which for decades has been a primary attraction for thousands of tourists from across the country. Last 2 years, pandemic, tourism down, unemployment up in double digits. Also surfacing has been the dark underbelly of a land mafia local Neta nexus. About 12 MLAs we know are resort owners. Almost all of them have some links with property. Now 2 restaurant owners have come out and spoken out against the land grab. How does this darker side of Goa's land politics operate? Let's try and find out. How is business?
ऐसा बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं, आप लोग ऐसे ही मालूम पड़ना चाहिए, बिजनेस है ही नहीं कहीं ना। आज इलेक्शन के टाइम पे पूछने गया है, इलेक्शन पहले पूछना था बाबा मोदी आ गया सरकार, बीजेपी सरकार हुआ, क्या हुआ हम लोग का करके, क्या हुआ? आज हमारा इंस्टॉलमेंट भरने को नहीं हो रहा है। It is a very zero because of the BJP government. One of the worst government is the BJP. Not because of the COVID, not because of the COVID. Even though all the policies are worse. Okay. In Goa. ऐसा हालत करके छोड़ा कि लाइफ में कभी ऐसा हालत नहीं हो रही किसी का।
Remember, tourism and mining were the heart of Goa. Mining closed down because of Supreme Court, tourism because of COVID. How is business?
Sir, business is not good.
Not good?
Not good. You know, like from the January, it is like December was very good, but now everything has...
Because of Omicron, everything has gone again. Because of COVID.
Yeah.
As you can see, business badly down. But it's not the anger just of the small shop owners here. There's the anger of the iconic Goan restaurant owners. Come with me. Sousa Lobo. Hi Jude, how are you? Thank you for making the time. Thanks. Iconic brand Sousa Lobo. How many years now?
90 years we complete this year.
90 years, wow. So from Portuguese times by the beach in Kalangut. But tough times, I'm told. Tourism hitting you because of COVID.
Right.
But more importantly, you've been targeted by alleged land grabbers and gangsters. Oh, the food has already come. Okay. Wow. The prawns, your speciality. Prawns rava fry. Lovely. But I'm told that you've been targeted by land grabbers. Who are they? From outside, from Delhi, or with local backing?
The land grabbers basically the face is of an outsider, but behind the scene we have locals supporting them.
So they want to take over your property. They want you to sell out.
That's right.
And they've come, and you're saying they've got local support, meaning local political support.
Local political, police, so they support them completely.
And they've threatened you, they've filed cases against you.
That's right.
All false cases.
All false cases.
And they've told you that if only if you leave, they will, otherwise they will continue to target you.
Yes. So that is their intention. But we are not going to give up, because this is not only about us, it's about every Goan over here.
Yeah,
it is about every Goan being targeted. And many of them, they don't have a voice. There's a lot of indiscrimination done. For example, you go to a government office, you give a file. Your file takes forever to get cleared. But file of a Delhi guy can get cleared within a week's time. So that is the difference. What we are asking for here, we are asking for is a level playing field.
So what do they come and do?
They come with swords and knives and bamboos and rods and anything, everything.
People have come into your restaurants with swords and bamboos.
They tried to come in, but we closed the door right at the time, so they demolished the entire outside of the restaurant.
My God, this is crazy. This is Goa, my friends, the other side, which you sometimes don't see, the dark underbelly of Goa. Okay, we're going to go to Tito's next, but look, Jude, don't give up, because we love your prawns, we love you, we love Sousa Lobo, and most importantly, we love Goa.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the very best. Rava fried prawns. Let's go to Tito's. Okay, Tito's, Goa's original nightclub brand, you could say. We're going to meet the owner, Ricky D'Souza, who's contesting the elections as an independent from Kalangut. Come with me. Ricky, how are you? Good to see you.
Such a pleasure meeting you, sir.
You're going to become a politician.
Yes.
Sort of.
Unfortunately.
Sort of. Come.
Unfortunately, I have no choice.
You know, I remember interviewing you, 6 months ago, when you said that you were leaving the restaurant business, you had enough of it because you had enough of corruption.
Yeah. And thanks to you, sir, we got so much support across India that we decided to persist.
Look, Tito's is an iconic brand. You're persisting with your restaurant business, but you've decided to fight the elections.
Yes.
Why?
That's the next best solution. Besides not giving up and fighting, I now want to bring to notice to the people about how much wealth there is in Kalangut.
And who's taking away the wealth? The local politicians and with their sort of mafias or what?
Yes, it's the local politicians, and when I say politicians, I mean even ex and present and
They're all involved.
Punch members, Sarpanch and NGOs. They are all involved. And the people, as you know, have got nothing. So it makes me angry. So before I leave and stay in England with my family, I want to clean this part of Goa up. And hopefully it will create an example for the rest of Goa and India.
Are you being over ambitious? You're taking on the mighty Michael Lobos of the world, who've been two-time MLAs, and he's the strong man of the area. You think you can take them on?
So I think we all, rather they all forget, eventually it's the will of the people. That's the beauty of this country. It's the will of the people.
Is there a lot of bribery involved, a lot of
Yes.
red tapeism?
Yes. Unfortunately, it's an unequivocal yes.
I'm going to go and now talk to the politicians and tell them what you said to them. Right? Thanks, Ricky. Let's head to the netas who run Kalangut. Come with me. We are on our way to catch Michael Lobo, who in classic Goan style is doing door-to-door campaigning here in Kandoli. And remember, Michael Lobo wants to project himself as a potential kingmaker. Switch from the BJP to the Congress, is hoping that even if he can pick up 4 or 5 seats, including his wife in the neighboring constituency, he could be Goa's next kingmaker. Let's go and meet Michael Lobo, the man who's calling himself, or others are calling him, the Dawn of Bardes, here in North Goa.
हमारा नेता कैसा हो माइकल लोबो जैसा हो जिक्ताला रे जिक्ताला माइकल लोबो जिक्ताला रे जिक्ताला माइकल लोबो जिक्ताला गोवा का नेता कैसा हो माइकल लोबो जैसा हो
Okay, Bas, thank you. Okay. Michael, how are you? Hi. Good to see you. What are you doing? Hi, how are you all? Door-to-door campaigning.
Door-to-door campaigning.
Michael Lobo style. People are saying that in this election you are a potential kingmaker. That you can control 5 to 6 MLAs and you will decide who becomes the next chief minister, or you will become chief minister yourself.
No, chief minister is with the high command in Delhi.
Which high command? BJP or Congress? Till the other day you were in BJP, now you are in Congress.
It is Congress party. I have joined Congress when Congress has one MLA, that is Digambar Kamath. And I am the second one who joined him.
Well, how do you respond to allegations of land grabbing, of Sousa Lobo's owner saying people from Delhi are coming and threatening? Tito's is saying, I want to give up this business because politicians are threatening. They want bribes.
He is a candidate.
I know, but I'm asking.
Tito's is a candidate. He was trying to gain sympathy. Sousa Lobo, we are with Sousa Lobo, with Jude Sousa Lobo.
It's not true that you are behind all of this, that you are getting people from Delhi to grab land in Goa?
No, I can talk in front of Sousa Lobo owner, let him say that Michael is involved in this. I am not involved.
Final question, if I come back on March 10th, will I see you with the man who wants to be kingmaker or not? Come on, Michael, every time I use the word kingmaker, you smile.
See,
Deputy Chief Minister, kingmaker, Chief Minister, what is Michael Lobo on the 10th of March?
See, that is with the people of Goa and the Congress party to decide where Michael Lobo will be. But I am confident that people of Goa will give mandate, not a single largest party, but a clear mandate.
All the best, Michael.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And we'll see whether what role you play after March 10th. Kingmaker, or just someone who knows which way the wind is blowing. Thanks very much for joining me. Thank you, Michael.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, it's getting hot on the campaign trail really in Goa. And when it gets hot in Goa, Nariyal Pani. Kaise diya Nariyal? 50 rupiya laga de nariyal. Best nariyal in the world, best coconuts you get in my Goa. Trust me. And in a moment, I'll show you what you can do with coconut, but more importantly, with cashew. Come with me. Laga de. अरे वाह पास डाउन Okay, as the sun sets, change in mood, change in shirt. It's still elections on my plate, but it's still also Goa. And therefore, I've decided to get away from the politics and give you a sense of one of Goa's unique traditions. Cashew fani, which for 500 years has been Goa's traditional drink in a way. Remember, politicians can come and go, fani remains. How is this old tradition adjusting to a new Goa though? I've come to a fani farm in Kansauli in South Goa to meet an old friend. Ansel, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How
So
are you?
this is your grand farm that you've been telling us about, your fani farm.
This is where the magic happens.
This is where the magic happens. 500 years since fani's been around, in and around Goa, brought by the Portuguese.
Yeah, the first Dutch spies were the guys who wrote about it, so it's written till then. We don't know how much longer, but that's a good place to start.
So 500 years ago, the Portuguese come and give us the cashew.
The cashew came from South America. Very interesting. It hopped across continents, sailed across seas, and finally landed in Kerala, of all places.
Right.
They say the Keralites are smart, but I think we are more inspired.
You mean the Keralites didn't realize that you could make fani out of cashew? And the Goans jumped at the occasion. Yeah, they wanted a bit of spirit in their lives.
Very early in the season.
There they are.
Early flowering, early fruiting of the cashew.
So that's the nut, and the stem is where you've got the fruit. The fruit out of which you ferment fani.
Yeah. So cashew fani does not use the nut at all. The nut is what you eat and roast.
Okay,
we use the fruit. We use the apple.
And you've used nature in the fullest, haven't you? I mean, the fact is that you grow cashew here, pepper here. So the idea is that use Goa's rich natural crops, cash crops to sort of build a year-long produce.
So Goa's a tropical paradise. You cannot monoculture. So what we do is we balance it with other intercrops, with spices and fruits and barks that actually kind of have allowed your farm to sustain. There are only 6 cultures: the Greeks, the Romans, the Georgians, and Goa, of all places, practices a technique of natural fermentation.
So this is where you naturally ferment in these large vessels.
Yeah.
So if the French are making their natural wine and selling it across the world, we Goans are making natural fani, right? We're almost as good as the French, if not better.
If not better.
Quite gloriously, you prepared for me this wonderful platter, which also has a touch of Goa in it.
It's got a touch of everything. We got little spices, fruits, nuts.
You've got pepper, which you're growing here. You've got strawberries.
Strawberries from Netravali. We went out
in Goa. Wow.
We got bimlis from the tree just in the property. We got sannas.
Wow.
We got some cheese, and we got something very interesting. If you're used to cheese, eat the cheese. But I can introduce something different. It's called perad.
Perad. So perad, guava cheese with cheese.
In Brazil, they call it Romeo and Juliet.
Wonderful. Lovely stuff.
So we conduct food pairings with this. You can't drink a spirit without understanding the culture of food.
People keep asking me, and so on this trip, that who's going to win the elections of Goa? And I say, I don't know. And I really am clueless, because in a 40-member assembly, who knows what will happen? So there's anti-incumbency against the government. There's a fragmented opposition. And it's a tough fight and possible chronic instability. But there is one thing that holds Goans together. It is fani. And therefore, this is God's own country. That we've thrown up all these wonderful natural resources and used nature so wonderfully. So you've got cashew feni?
We've got a cashew, which is the most popular. It's bursting with tropical fruit. It's got a really pungent aroma. It's very different. If you want to taste something different, this is what you have to taste. We've got a coconut feni. It's probably the oldest expression of feni. It's what the Dutch spies were talking about in the 1500s. Very interesting. Just uncork it. Use your muscles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the original feni.
That's the original one, coconut. And then we've got a gin-style feni. We call it dukshiri. It's made from the root of the Indian sarsaparilla.
Wow.
It's called dukshiri in Konkani.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you the dukshiri. And I'm like a good Goan politician. I'm going to plan on a post-poll coalition where I have a bit of cashew, a bit of coconut, and try and flavor both of them. From the entire team on elections on my plate from here in Goa, Goa South, good cheer, Dev Bore Karu, Godspeed, stay well, stay safe, cheers!
Cheers!